What's up, guys? I'm J-dubb, and today it is starting to get cold. We are in Virginia, so our season kind of hits a little later than some of you. I'm sure some of you already have snow, and I'm sure some of y'all are enjoying the nice, beautiful summerish weather, but not us today. Today we're going to be enjoying a nice 30-degree high today with a 18-degree low. Which means we have to get our wood stove going because I haven't done anything with it yet this year. I haven't brushed the chimney yet, haven't done anything. So I figured I'd bring you guys along, show you how I quickly and easily brush the chimney, get it ready for this year. It's not super difficult. Anybody can do it. The tools are fairly cheap to do it with, and I'll show you what I did. None of this video is sponsored. This is all sponsored by me. These are products I've used for years, and I believe in each and every one of them. They're great little products, and I've had zero issues with them so far. So let's get to the video. All right, so the first thing I've got is this little kit here, and this thing has worked great. You can see it originally came with these red pieces on it. About every time you use it, you're gonna lose one of these. They're gonna kind of wear out over time. And I just replaced them with weed ear line because that's pretty much all that's in here is weed ear line. So every time I lose one, I just put another one in it. Or over time, as you're sweeping the chimney, these spin out. So they kind of fling out to the side as you're putting them up the chimney. And they clean all that loose creosote off the chimney. Now, if your chimney's really, really bad, you're probably gonna have to get up there and scrub it with an actual brush, but I do this 3 or 4 times during the year and I've never had an issue. My chimney always looks clean. I'm not pulling the stove out this time. We're gonna do that in about a week. We're gonna pull the whole stove out and clean it. I can reach in behind it with a vacuum. I've already done that. I should have brought y'all along and showed y'all how I did that, but literally just took a shot vac and reached around it. It's a nice thing about how I've got my stove in here. I don't have those beauty rings around it to make everything look pretty. But with that, I can also reach all the way around the stove. So it really comes in handy for stuff like that. So I can't remember the name of this product, what it is off the top of my head. I'll put it right here at the bottom. And then if you look in the description below, there's a link to my Amazon store. If I can find it on Amazon, I'll throw it in there. This thing has been great and I have beat it up. The nice thing about it is clean your chimney from down here because these things bend really, really good. So you're just gonna shove them up the pipe and do it piece by piece. You've got this one end here, so you have this end that hooks into a cordless drill, and then you can unsnap that every time. I just leave it on this link, and then you've got the head end. So these are your only 2 differences. The rest of them are just regular pieces, and I'm pretty sure the kit didn't come with one tall enough to get to my downstairs chimney, so I actually had to buy an extra kit, which I think was either 2 or 3 pieces. This stuff is not expensive. All right, so some of the tools you're gonna need to operate this. A cordless drill, it's just an 18-volt rigid with a 2 amp hour battery. They're not expensive. Plus side, if you buy a rigid, the drill has a lifetime warranty as long as you register it, and even the battery. A lot of people don't know that. I've had this battery, not this one, I don't think. Actually, yeah, this one. This one has a different setup on the front. Called them up, they replaced this battery free of charge, and I mean, it wasn't a hassle, I literally just got on there. You're probably gonna wanna have it in the low gear because this does put a lot of strain on it. Chuck it up in your drill, and I like to just start at the top. Another tool you're gonna need is a small screwdriver. This is what I use for adjusting my chainsaw. It's not the one that came with it, but it's what I have. So you've got this in here with a little plunger. So you push that plunger in, and it has a hole. Put them in there, just kind of twist it, they lock together. So you're gonna do that for each and every one of them, and then we're shoving it up the chimney. All right, so my chimney has this little bypass. You're gonna open it up, swing your door completely open, and admire the firewood we've had in there from last year still. So clear us a path all the way through there, and we'll get this going. All right, so we've got them all pieced together. Now you just kind of bend it out of your way. Up the chimney it goes. Hardest part for mine is that first bend. Once you get it, just feed it all the way up. Now, I do have a cap on my chimney, so once I feel it hit that, I know I'm at the top. If you don't have a cap, you can easily have someone stand outside and wait. I'm hearing a little bit. Here's our drill. It should hit right about here. And there we go. So I come down past my cap just a little bit, and here's the fun part. So lightly hold here. If you're not comfortable holding it, put a glove on. Actually, I might. Let's see if I can get you a video showing you what's actually coming out of here. So here's some of it that just came out from that first little bit. And we'll set you guys right about here maybe. And here we go. Now, we're down a section. We're gonna rotate it, find that pin again. This is where your screwdriver comes in handy. By the way, don't wear your good clothes doing this. All right, pulling that one out. This end's really hard to get in and out, especially with this drill sometimes. So you can just, I'll show you how quickly and easy this is. So you're just gonna come in here and find that little divot, push it in, kind of wiggle it as you pull it out. And there you go, just pops right out. Now, don't be afraid to shove it up in there. Oops. All right. Now, repeat. Get that section clean. Pop that one out. Now this works really good. Our chimney flue is 12 inch. It's 10 inches right here, or it's actually 8 inches right here. Then it goes into a 10-inch flange and then into the 12-inch actual flue. So that thing opens up pretty good and everything falls down. You can clearly see. Put you on that camera real quick. You can see that everything in there it's falling down. Works really good, super easy to clean up too. Like I said, we do this multiple times throughout the year. Just let the stove burn out, especially anytime it's really warm. We'll do it normally like once a month while we're burning. And then I didn't clean it at the end of last year like I normally do. Normally I would clean it right after the season and, well, I didn't do it. So here we are now. All right, now I don't know if you can hear that. We're down here in this pipe now. You can kind of listen to it. Just listen and you'll hear the difference. All right, so we got one section left. Actually, well, that's it. We'll break this apart and we were done. Do not put these on your wife's carpet because they do have a fine soot all over them. You can see my hands. Don't wear your best clothes doing this. All right. Thank you. All right. Now, it's just like any other day. Scoop it out. And get it out your house and get ready to build a fire. I'm gonna show you what we got inside here real quick. So here's inside of our stove. There we go, now you can see. Now I've still got some in there, but it's not gonna matter. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna build us a fire in here. It's super simple. I forget what that thing is called. Like I said, I'll put it down here below, and I'll have a link to it in my Amazon store if you want to pick it up at no extra cost to you. That thing has worked great for years. Like I said, when we had our house, or when we first bought our house, we had to get a professional chimney sweep to come in and inspect the flue, so our homeowner's insurance would cover having a wood stove. That's what he used. That's what he recommended. He says he's been using it now for years, and he loves that thing. Never has to really get on roofs anymore unless it's really bad. It's a lot safer. Anyone can do it. What I've got there, those sections, will do 2 stories. This is a 2-story house. I actually have more sections, which goes into my bottom flue, which will do all 3 stories of the house. And it's just the same thing, just more back and forth the whole time you're doing it. All right, so I figured I'd show y'all the fire real quick. What we're making sure is that none of that creosote has bridged over and somehow blocked the chimney. I stuck my camera up in there. You can see daylight out. I know there's nothing bridged over. I know we're not gonna have any issues. Another way you could do this if you wanted to is pull this whole stove out. I can't pull it out really by myself without really risk injuring yourself, so I'll wait till my dad comes over in a couple days. We're gonna pull this thing out and get it all nice and clean. But the outside of my house actually has a flue clean out, so everything that didn't fall down the pipe, which all these pipes connect all the way up, there shouldn't be anything in there, there never is. But we'll go out there and we'll double check that just to make sure. But right now we're gonna go ahead, get this fire in here and get this thing starting to warm up. It is cold in my house, so let's warm the sucker up. Like I said before, we've got some wood from in here from last year, so this is good dry stuff. We'll just get that kind of stacked up in here in a weird way. And this isn't gonna be the best way to build a fire, but since we got all this weird shaped wood, this is how we're gonna do it. Put that one there, that one there. And we'll try to just stack stuff on top. Now, I like using this thing. If you know how to fix this, because it works sometimes it doesn't. There we go. So using this torch kind of gives us 2 things. It puts some heat in the stove, in the air, so the air starts naturally flowing before we get a bunch of smoke. And it lets us light this wood just a little bit easier. All right, so I've cut this back. You never want to leave this thing unattended because all that wood has to do is shift, and that torch is going to fall out on your house, burn your house down. I do have a fire retardant little area right here, so not really a risk of a fire immediately if that thing did fall out, but still, you never want to leave it alone. This is a Buck, it's a 91. Yeah, this is a Buck 91. This has been a great little stove. Got this thing off Facebook Marketplace for next to nothing. I think we paid $200 for it. Super cheap. When we were picking it up, people were offering that woman a lot more money, but she stood by it and let us end up having the stove at the price that we originally agreed on. So watch Facebook Marketplace. Really some good stuff on there. It does have a catalytic converter. This is your bypass. You know, you got your temperature gauge over here once it gets up to temp. The thing actually works really well. I have replaced that converter once. I think it was like 300 bucks. So I do have a little bit in the stove, but nowhere near what the stove cost. So I've got both my bypasses open. I've got my shotgun bypass is what they call it, which is a direct air right here. It shoots it straight in and helps get your fire. And then I've got my other bypass, or my other damper over here open, which actually filters your air in from the top and controls your reburn. Once you get this thing going, you just kind of let it sit here and simmer, and it'll burn about 2 loads of wood like this in a 24-hour period. If you need it a little bit hotter, you can open your bypasses more and actually keep it flaming up. But once you get a lot of smoke in there, it's weird because you'll just see this dancing of flames on the stove. It's really nice looking. So our stove is burning, and that's all we need. So we're gonna take our door. Oh man, we can't have that. We're gonna have to clean that. How I clean it, I just keep a little razor knife over here. I go over top of my area. For once you get the heavy stuff off, I just like regular old Windex. Can't let the glass get really hot though, so And it doesn't get it perfect, but it gets rid of some of it, as you can see. I like Windex, but like I said, it's never perfect. I know some people get their ash and put it in there and kind of scrape it. That works sometimes. Now I've got a spot on this glass that never comes clean. It's down here in this corner where that label is. I don't know if the people had it before me, what happened, but like you can even feel it. It's like etched into the glass. So now that I got it all kind of buffed, get us a clean side of our rag here. And this will look so much better. Like I said, not gonna be perfect, but that does look a lot better. I don't know if you noticed that when I shut the door, you'll notice the flame changes. So right now our flame is sucking up the chimney really hard because it's got all this extra air. As soon as I shut it, our flame comes forward. So this thing actually has the air coming up into here and then going up out the bypass. It's really interesting how this thing works, but I'll get you in here and let you watch it for a minute. All right, so another thing you're gonna wanna check when you've got your fire in here, let's go outside and look at it. Just make sure you got your smoke coming out of there really good. Not sure if we'll be able to see it or not. There we go, you can kind of see it there. So just make sure that your smoke is always coming out of there, because if it's not coming out your chimney, it's coming out in your house. Don't ask me how I know. All right, so that is how we clean our flue every year, and this is the first fire of the year. As you can see, it has been great. The stove's heating up really nice, but like I said before, if you want to check out any of the products used in this video, the first link in the description below will be a link to our Amazon store. Every product that we use should be in there. It doesn't cost y'all a bit if you click on them. It helps us out. We get a little commission off each and everything, but it doesn't charge you anything for it. So you're helping us out and you're actually technically hurting Amazon. Like I said, I appreciate y'all watching. Go ahead, hit that like button for me. Subscribe to my channel if you're new, and like always, take someone outdoors.